Have you ever said, I just keep getting in my own way? Why is it in a conversation I shrink? Why is it that I keep blocking myself? I want more confidence. If that's you, it's not because you're lazy or you're incapable. It's probably because you don't know that there are 3 mistakes that high-achieving women make when it comes to fully thinking, acting, and speaking confidently. My name is Sheree Cain-Jones. You know me as Coach Sheree, and for over a decade, I have been coaching and helping women to think, speak, and act confidently so you can be paid and treated, girl, what you are worth, all the way from your relationship to the stage. And my story begins 24 years ago, where I was asked to speak. I'm a professional speaker now, but I didn't start speaking 24 years ago, so let me tell you what happened. I was in North Carolina, the green, beautiful hills, and I was going to a church, and the pastor's wife asked me, she said, Sheree, will you speak to the ladies? And I said, no. What was it? It wasn't that my talent was an issue, my confidence was. And the first mistake I made when it comes to fully thinking, speaking, and acting confidently is I didn't understand the power of a story. You know, your story, it's going to keep you stuck, and your story, it's going to help you take a step. What I mean is that your story, it keeps you locked up in your own mind. My story didn't begin 24 years ago. It actually began maybe 24 years before that. I grew up in a home with drug and alcohol abuse. And for so many years, my stepfather told me how stupid and ugly and fat I was. Man, that story, it just blew my confidence. My confidence took a huge blow. So I had this story rolling around in my mind that people were just going to reject me. Is that you? Do you feel like, man, people are going to reject me? Now notice what I said. Do you feel like people are going to reject you? Or are people going to reject you? Well, the truth is, if you want to be a speaker, if you want to do anything in life, people are going to reject you, but it's not the rejection that's the issue. It's the story that's the issue. As human beings, we are meaning-making machines. And for 2 decades, I let that story stop me. And a lot of women, they have these different narratives. Sometimes the narrative is, I'm going to give it to you. Maybe you've said this before. I'm not enough. But I had to ask myself, what is enough? So y'all, I'm going to tell you what I did. I sat down one day and I felt like I'm not enough. I don't know enough. I don't have enough. So I want you to do this exercise. I want you to write down what enough is. What is that? So I sat down. Let me tell you what I did. I wrote down what enough was. I was a cross between Beyonce, Donna Reed, and some hero on in a Marvel movie. It was absolutely ridiculous. That is why I say, girl, your story, it's going to help you start, but our stories, they keep us stuck. Sometimes our story is really just based on drama. My story was, I'm not enough, but I couldn't define what enough is. Sometimes our story is, I can't, when really the real story is, I won't. Sometimes the story is, no one taught me, but the real story is what did I do to learn? Once you identify your story, guess what? You now have the power to change the story. I want you to think of confidence not so much as a feeling that you have. It's not. It is a belief that you build. Now, how do you build belief? You build it just like you build a house, brick by brick, one step after another. So that's the first mistake that I made. It was all about the story. The second mistake that I made when it comes to having confidence, as a speaker, as a woman, as a coach, it was this: environment. Your environment. Environment is everything. I want you to think of yourself and think about the people you know, the places you hang around, and you need to really ask yourself, is my story, not my story, is my environment helping me build my confidence, or is my environment suppressing my confidence? More than likely, you are a Ferrari in a Ford parking lot. That's right, you 100% are. That's why you're watching this video, because you want to build your confidence. And so you're sitting there thinking, okay, people don't see me. I don't have visibility at work. I'm not having opportunities. I'm not going to the next level in my business if you're an entrepreneur. A lot of times, your confidence is not in the environment that it was ever going to grow in. When you are a Ferrari in a Ford parking lot, nobody really sees your value. Now, why is that? That's because when people shop for Ferraris, they don't go to Ford parking lots. There is nothing wrong with having a Ford, but when you're ready for a high quality product, you don't go to Ford. You go to Ferrari, because you know that that's where the value is. So let me ask you, when it comes to your next level, you need to look at your environment, the people that you hang around with. Are these people that are helping you settle? Or are these people that are helping you soar? Are these people allowing you to stay where you are? Or are these people provoking you to where you should be? Well, that was me. I remember years ago when I decided I wanted to be a speaker. I had to place myself in an environment to get more confidence. Here is the truth. When you're in the wrong environment, you're not going to have the right information. And when you don't have the right information, you can't make good decisions. And as a woman, when you want to go to that next level, it is very difficult to make good decisions based on bad information. So this means you've got to change your environment, because that environment is going to help you build that belief in yourself. And many times I've found with women, with high achieving women, is that they are in an environment where they are the smartest woman in the room. So if you're the smartest woman in the room, let me ask you something. You are challenging others, but girl, who is challenging you? Who's bringing out the best in you? And if that's you, you need to click on one of my links below. I have resources to help you to go to that next level so you can continue to build that belief in yourself and you don't feel stuck. Now, number 3, this is the most well unknown mistake that women make when it comes to confidence. And it's around this. They don't have a structure. They don't have a structure. Remember what I said, I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to gain that confidence to present myself. I had to put myself in the right environment, but that environment gave me a structure. Remember when I said your confidence is like a house that you build? It's a belief that you build. If you've ever had a house built, or you live in a house, or if you've even built Legos, you know that when you build a house, it's built with a blueprint. One brick after another. Or if you live on the East Coast, maybe your home is vinyl siding. One piece of wood after another. One piece of vinyl after another. There's a structure. There's a system. There's a plan. Here's what I've noticed. Smart, high-achieving women who are building that confidence in themselves. Another certification, another book, a little Brendon Burchard, a little Ed Milet, a little Mel Robbins, a little Brene Brown. What most women have, and this is what I had too, it was a whole lot of everything, but at the same time, a whole lot of nothing. You need a structure and a system and a plan. So here's how you get the structure and the system and the plan. You've got to, number 1, identify where is it that you want confidence. When you're in a room or you're in a relationship and you find yourself needing to speak to your spouse and all of a sudden your throat closes, your thoughts start to flood, your emotions take over. It's not that you don't have the capability, is that your confidence hasn't been built, maybe in conflict. So you need to understand, okay, wait a minute, where is it that I want confidence? And then you got to have a system and a structure to get confidence. Because many times as women, We are mistaking confidence as the issue when competence is the issue. And I break this down in my course where I help women to devise a structure and a plan. And if that's you, girl, reach out to me because you do not want to go another decade being stuck. So let me just help you again with the 3 mistakes that I learned that I made when it came to having confidence. Number 1 is, girl, your story. Your story is going to keep you stuck, or your story is going to help you start. Number 2, your environment. You are a Ferrari sitting in a Ford parking lot. The environment you're in, it was never designed to bring out the woman that you really are. And then number 3, you've got to have a system, a structure, and a plan. Click the link below. Take advantage of my resources. Have a call with me, and let's help you to be the confident woman who continues to be everything that she's been called to be. So it's lights off me. It's lights back on you. It's your turn, girl. It's time for you to rise up and be confident. Lights, camera, action. And I will see you next time.